Are you the type of person to where you recognize that your words can actually change people's lives? It can change their minds and it can even change your own purpose. Your words have power, and sometimes you just wish that you could be the type of person to where you have influence with people, which means when you speak, they listen. Not just listen, when you speak, they do what you ask them to do. Whether that's your kids, whether that's your spouse, whether that's your team in your business, or wherever the case is, do you want to be a person of influence? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk with you through 4 ways to manage what you say and the power that it can have. Now, I'm James Wilson, and this is Make a Slant Podcast. I'm an executive pastor of ministries, but I also serve as a leadership advisor to successful executives. I have 11 years of leadership experience and a master's in organizational leadership, so I know a thing or two about influence. And the thing is, no matter kind of what you think or what you hear, you're not going to buy influence, right? You can buy influence regarding status, right? So you could have things around you that look good, whether that's cars and clothes and vacations, a nice suit, a nice watch, and some of those things which could elevate your status to people visually, right? And because of that, they could see you as a higher status of a person to where they may want to listen to you. But the truth is, influence with your words doesn't matter how much you have. It matters the type of person that you are. So, 4 things to do in regards to your communication to increase influence. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, because if you are banging your head against the wall because you feel like nobody's listening to you, or you're not respected, or you have a message that you want people to hear, or you have a vision that you want to pursue, or maybe the vision for your business and you want your team to lock in, or maybe it's something that you want your spouse to go toward, but nevertheless, the purpose is if you don't have influence, then you have nothing. Because influence is leadership. John Maxwell talks about it all the time. But one of the hard things that where he stops at, he says that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. But the truth is, if you don't know how to influence people, then that's your real issue. So, whenever I first started my leadership journey, and I was dating. I had a girlfriend at the time. Now she's my wife, but we were dating at the time, and to that point, it's like, okay, how can I get this girl to fall in love with me? How can I grow in this position? How can I make more money? How can I expand my influence? Right? So like these things start coming up in my mind, like how can I grow in these areas? And so I started to learn and develop my critical thinking skills, my leadership skills, my communication skills, all these things. But the thing that you have to understand is the way that you speak is extremely important. So I have 4 things for you in regards to increasing your influence and really becoming unstoppable, right? Unstoppable, not in a sense of, you're going to dominate people and all that other stuff, but unstoppable as in how to be an influential person. So number 1 is this. You need to know what to say. Now, excuse me. The thing with knowing what to say is it's not just about saying something you think that's important, but it's also about what does the person need to hear. You have to get outside of your mind, outside of yourself and your wants and your desires when you are trying to talk with the intention of influence. Because influence is persuasion. You want the other person to know that, like, you know what they want, and you're communicating that to them in a way that's appealing to them. But also in the same way that you can say what you want. Now, it's not manipulation. Let's be very clear. So, like, take my wife. I love my wife, and I want her to love me. And so because of that, I need to be very mindful in what I say, because what I say can persuade her to do something or not to do something, to get angry at me or not to get angry at me, to get happy with me or not to get happy with me, to want to go on a walk or not want to go on a walk. And the thing is what to say is extremely important, because you can come across as very critical, you can come across as very condescending, you can come across as very aggressive. Or maybe you could come across as very passive, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you naturally speak, but what I'm saying is that you have to understand what you need to say, and that's really based off who you're talking to. So the goal isn't to get really technical, but you have to think about the person that you're talking to. If you're talking to someone that's emotional, well, you probably shouldn't try to run down their throat a bunch of goals and deadlines and push, 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 go, go, get it, get it, get it. That's not going to go well. But you have to remember, who are you talking to, and that will help you in what to say. So if I'm talking to a high achieving, domineering personality, then I'm not going to try to slow down and talk about how I feel. Hey, John, I feel like this. John, I want to hear how I feel, right? So when you talk about influence, you need to think about what to say specific to the person. And if you're talking to a collection of people, then that's where you just maneuver all those different types within your speech. So you can talk about goals and deadlines, but also your emotions, and also making sure that things are organized, right? And so it's just typically a disc assessment, but you're just talking to people in the way that they understand. That's what to say. That's how you build influence. Number two is not just what to say, but it's how you say it. Now, again, you could say, man, you're ugly. Or you could say, hey, you're ugly. Just mess it. Don't tell people they're ugly. But you can, so with your voice, there's a lot of different things you can do. Again, you're comparing, not comparing, but you are thinking about what to say, but also how to say it. And so your tone really goes to emotional intelligence. So you can either get loud or more quiet. You can talk fast or talk slow. And when you start maneuvering these different things and implementing them together, it's kind of like a recipe. If you are if you don't have a lot of time on a trip, then you go and get fast food. Why? Because by the time you order it and you get to the window, they'll have it for you. Hey, it's fast food. It's not the best, but it's quick. Or if you have more time, you can go to a restaurant. You can go and sit down at a restaurant where you order the menu, you talk a little bit, they bring you the food, it takes a while, all good, and then you go. And if maybe you're strapped for cash, or you just like food, making food in your home, you just stay home and you open up the pantry, open up the cabinets and the fridge, make your food, and that way you have dinner. So in that sense, there's different ways that you eat. You have to really think through that in different ways in how you speak. It's the same thing. It's not just what you say, but it's also how you say it. And believe me or not, how you say it can really make or break your influence. Because if you are direct, too aggressive, too assertive, then you can actually come off by that you are dominating over people. But on the other side, if you are too slow, too passive, too quiet, then nobody's going to ask you to take, to lead. Nobody's going to ask you to, hey, get this done. Because you're not going to be able to share your thoughts and opinions and stand firm. And so you have to really recognize it's not what you say, not just what you say, but it's also how you say it. That also can increase your influence. So what you say, how you say it. Number three is when you say it. Now this is critical. Okay, think of a time. Think of a bomb. Right, in the movie scene, you see the bomb with the countdown. It's got all the wires, and they're trying to cut it, and it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, is it the blue wire or the red wire? Which wire is it? Which one do I cut? And it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and they're like, oh, I don't know, and then they cut it. And usually in the movie, it's the right one. It's the right wire. Time stops. Crisis averted. And believe it or not, the same thing can happen in the way that you speak to people. So you have what you say, you have how you say it, but also when you say it. That also brings influence. It can increase your influence or decrease your influence because you need to have situational awareness. Have you ever been in a conversation that's either private or it has a more serious tone, and someone that is completely clueless comes in, barges in with a dumb joke or just some lame fact or just no awareness at all of what's happening. They completely derail the conversation. That person's influence dramatically dropped because you're going, this is annoying. Why are you doing this? Can you not read the room? Read the room. And so you have to think about when you say things. So, what do you say? How do you say it? When do you say it? And then lastly, in regards to communicating for influence, to build your influence for people to follow you, to know you, like you, trust you, respect you, to run through a wall for you, is the why you say it. Before you speak, you should be so intentional of why you will say what you say, so that way people will know. So with my team, we do a lead team meeting every Monday to where I meet with my staff. And during the summer, we are very busy. We don't slow down during the summertime. But I also knew that we would need more of a reminder to slow down ourselves, even though we're in a season of busyness. And so what I did, I said, hey everyone, I just want to, again, thank you for all your hard work. I know we're extremely busy. However, I want to remind you that your family is a priority and you have to rest. Now, rest doesn't mean vacation, because you don't want to build a life to run away from. Don't make a vacation to run away from your life. No, you build a life to where a vacation is just a continuous part of it. Now, sure, you have a workload, and when you're on vacation, you're off. But at the same time, don't run away from your responsibilities and the life that you've created. Now, when you talk about influence, and when you talk about shaping that moment, the why behind why I said that was I wanted them to understand it's summertime, we're busy, take care of yourself, don't look for vacation as an escape. Make your life right now worth living. Those were like again, think of a hamburger, right? It's all the pieces, or I talked about with the dinner, like, and so you have what I said, how I said it, which was in a very understanding, empathetic tone because of the concept I was talking about, not running yourselves through the ground, not burnout. And so because of that, I didn't want to be direct to the team, to the staff. I wanted to be very empathetic and understanding because I understand it's hard. We are working very hard right now. But also the how, and then lastly, the why. And so as I was thinking through the purpose in which I was communicating, that way I would know what I need to say and why I would say it, right? So it has a purpose. And all that to say is, when you are communicating in life, you have to think of the stakes in which you're communicating. And so whether it's with your team, your spouse, whatever the case is in your business, but influence can be broken in seconds because of poor communication. So remember that the words you say matter. The words you say can hurt or can heal, can hinder or can help, can unlock somebody's potential or eradicate somebody's potential. And it's all from your mouth, your influence as the leader. And so remember, it's what you say, it's how you say it, it's when you say it, and it's also why. Why do you say it? With that said, I hope this has been helpful for you. Remember, you are one slant away from changing your life. If you'd like to see if you would be able to qualify to work with me, you can click the links down below. With that said, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.